Hello and welcome to yet another episode. Episode? Why do I keep saying episode? Anyway, welcome to another video that we're doing as part of our reflective journey and our formation journey. Actually, it's been a couple of days and I've been thinking this is definitely more a formation journey that we're on together. So, for those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Comfort. And if you've been here before, I'm so glad to have you around. If you've not already, please could you just hit the subscribe button before go any further, just so we can have a few more people becoming a community, and it just makes it better when we're in a community. Things are better done in community. So without wasting too much time, let's get into the video for today. So today's video was really something that I was, again, as always, it's something that I've definitely gone through and experienced, and I just had an urge to talk about it. And it came from, just a sudden realization about soldiers, and hence the topic. So I think it was just the thought about how a soldier has their journey where they sign up to be able to do their job, but they also know how risky it can be and how much it will take on them, unlike any other jobs that we do. So I thought that was something that was really quite interesting to look at from their angle. And I was looking at that in comparison to me as a multi-passionate creative, who, we tend to do these things and we think, maybe we don't have a particular fix to something, but weirdly, creatives and soldiers seem to have a lot more in common than we realize. So over the years, I've spent a lot of time wondering, whether being we've talked about this, whether being a multi-passionate and doing so many things and jumping from one thing to the other was more of a distraction. But of course, as we've discussed again previously, we've moved through the different creative seasons. We've moved through different projects. We've moved through different interests and different assignments. And of course, it gets worrying because you seem to become like a jack of all trades. I don't really like that term, but yeah, it seems to be the one going around. But well, like I said, multi-passionate, you do so many things and you just feel like you're always doing so many things. But recently, I started to think about it differently. As I said, I started to look at soldiers, and what struck me the most about the lives of soldiers, hence my great green top today. What struck me the most about soldiers is that they move through these different assignments that they're deployed to and that they're sent to, and there are seasons where they're deployed for a period of time, and there's always a specific reason why they're deployed. Probably going out to fight with a different country, or they're going to be support, or there's so many different reasons, and that's quite similar to us as creatives. And of course, in all the time, they are deployed, but then there are also quieter seasons when they come home and rest. Now, some of those times of coming back home to rest, it could be a short time, it could be a long time. You just, again, it's according to what is required of them. But even after they come home to rest, recover, and prepare, they know that they're then going to be sent to another assignment again. And that's where I think it's really like the connection made sense. It's like the penny dropped. And the more I reflected on it, the more I started to recognize that creative seasons are quite similar. Certainly in my life, there's a certain pattern to them. Because you see, when you see assignments in life, each of them feels deeply important. Now, for soldiers, when they are actually going through or they're being deployed for an assignment, they know for sure that might be their last, and that we all know. But they still go in it fully. They give themselves fully to it. And it's the same thing with us. When we are doing our creative assignments, as creatives, we always feel like this is going to be the thing. This is it. I found this. This is what it's going to be. And then we give ourselves fully to it, knowing that this is going to be the thing. So you learn it, you build it, you invest so much time in it, you serve, you actually grow with people, you make relationships around it, because you are almost certain, if not certain, and in that time, that this is the thing. And, maybe that's the point. Because, like I said, with soldiers, they don't treat the assignment casually. They're like, oh, maybe this one will work out, or maybe it will not. But they also understand that every assignment that they're given has a season and it's not permanent. And they realize that, some, like I said, some assignments are given to them for a particular moment. Some are there to shape them for what comes next. So it's the same with us as creatives. When we go through an assignment, when we're given an assignment, we need to give our 100% for them. I don't think there's any reason why you should do something and not be giving it 100%, regardless of how short or long it is, whatever it is you're doing. I think the Bible clearly says whatever we do it with all your heart, as if you're doing it for the Lord. And you wouldn't do something for the Lord half-baked. So some assignments basically are meant to, because there's actually a reason for that, because some assignments, regardless of, like I said, regardless of what kind of assignment it is, it will always do something for you. Some of them will be teaching you discipline, endurance, leadership, maybe trust. Maybe it's meant to make you more empathetic to people. And some of these just reveal things about you and who you are. Some of them are actually preparation times. They're preparing you for responsibilities that you're going to carry ahead in your future. And so that's really an important way to have that in mind. It's really key to have that in mind. And as creatives, I know we struggle with this, because as creatives, we're always thinking, this is going to be this one thing. This is the one thing that we're going to be focusing on. This is one thing we're going to be doing. And of course, it doesn't help that everyone around us is looking at us like, why don't you stick to one thing? Pick one thing, stick to that one thing, stay in your lane, commit to that one thing, stay in it. You'll get to learn it. But we're not wired that way, unfortunately. So because everyone is saying that, and you have it in your mind that it's a bit strange that why can't I? Because I believe this was the thing. And everyone else, of course, is saying you have to find that one thing. When a season suddenly shifts and that thing is not the thing, we immediately start to assume that we failed. We've lacked the discipline for it. We get distracted, or it just makes you really question whether you really know who you are anyway. And honestly, I've been there. Yeah, I've been there. And there are seasons when I look back at some of the projects or the creative paths and I've wondered, did I just waste my time with that? And of course, there's the age-old question of, was I just being inconsistent and not having discipline, not sticking to it enough, or doing the thing that we're supposed to? But I think what really bugs the most is, why did I care so deeply about that thing that eventually changed? Why did I give so much to it and yet it just had to end? But what is beautiful, again, that I've realized on the other side now, looking back, I realized that what if some of those seasons were assignments? Some of those seasons were actually assignments. They were not permanent identities. Because the thing is, I think we go astray when we start to make our those assignments our identities, and that's really not the case. So some of those seasons were assignments, and they were not our permanent identities. They're certainly not mistakes. They were purely assignments, something that was meant to teach you, prepare you, show something about you, there's something meant for it to be just an assignment. And you do really, really well to be able to accept that. And of course, it all comes from a mind shift, because you have to learn discernment. And that's such a key word. It's a critical word. And because I believe that discernment is really important for seasons. Discernment is basically learning the difference between forcing yourself to stay in a season that has already ended and leaving one simply because it's become difficult. Now, let me repeat that. Discernment is learning the difference between forcing yourself to stay in a season that has already ended and leaving too early simply because it's become difficult. Yeah, I hope that starts to sort of make a difference for you. I hope you're seeing the difference between the two. The distinction really is important between those two, because faithfulness is learning when to let go, and it's learning not to always stay forever on something. Faithfulness also has sometimes it can look like perseverance. I think that's what I'm coming back to. Sometimes faithfulness can look like perseverance, and sometimes faithfulness can look like release. So there's two different ways. We really need to be a bit careful, and that's why I'm talking about discernment. Discernment is definitely critical in all of this, but it's also discerning and understanding what your faithfulness is. So is it perseverance? In other words, do you need to stay in something even though it feels difficult? Or is it time for release, where you let go of it without guilt, knowing that you've done your bit and it's time to move on to the next thing? Now, to clarify, really just to dig deeper into the aspect of the release, we're not talking about immediately thinking, okay, right, my time is up. No, it's abandoning. It's not about just sort of saying, right, my time is up, and then you impulsively just decide to abandon things because like we said, just because it's difficult or you're uncomfortable about it. But it's recognizing when the grace has lifted from a season. And I say that with all the love and care. And as I'm saying it, it's having the wisdom to let go peacefully instead of guiltfully. I'll say that again. When you are in a season of release, you learn to recognize when the grace has lifted off something, or the grace has lifted off that season, and having the wisdom to peacefully let it go instead of guiltfully letting it go. And honestly, I think the scripture reflects this pattern more than we realize it. When you look in the Bible, in the Bible, you always see people moving through seasons of preparation, waiting, serving, building, leaving, returning, and then again they're sent again. The cycles are there, the patterns are there. When you look at Moses, he had those kind of seasons. David had those seasons. Paul had those seasons as well. And even Jesus himself, he moved through the different phases of ministry and preparation. And there are also the wilderness seasons. And I think I always find wilderness seasons really special. In fact, they're probably one of my most precious moments, because they are hidden seasons, but they are also very building seasons. And then there's also serving seasons. But for sure, not every season that we go through is meant to look the same, and it's not meant to have the same outcome or impact in our lives. So we would do really, really well again in asking the Lord to discern and get to know what exactly the season is and what it's meant to be, what its purpose is. When we look at Ecclesiastes 3 in the Bible, it says, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. And I think most times when we read that, we read it emotionally. But I just want I want to challenge us today. Let's try and read that structurally, like literally structurally. Because if they truly are seasons that we are going to be going through in the ways that we've just discussed, then there has to be a point of maturity as we go through these seasons. And maturity is not pretending that a season is meant to last forever. We hold it lightly and recognize when a season is going and how long it's going and when it's meant to be ended or not. So maturity is learning to recognize the season you're in, stewarding the time you're in that season well, and learning how to release it when necessary without losing yourself. And that's what I meant by releasing peacefully and not guiltfully. You don't lose yourself in it as you're releasing it. And honestly, that's been very freeing for me, very, very freeing for me, because to realize that being a multi-passionate doesn't automatically mean, like we said, you're unstable and you just always distracted by the shiny penny. Sometimes it simply means that you've been entrusted with different assignments at different times. And the important thing isn't whether that assignment lasts forever. The important thing is, how are you stewarding your time while you're in that assignment? And when it's time for you to leave, did you learn what that season and that assignment was trying to teach you? Did you become more grounded, more disciplined, more compassionate, more mature through it? So all these are areas that we need to really just ask the Lord to open our eyes as we're going through them, to be aware of them, to be very intentional about recognizing, why am I doing this now and what's going on with this season. And in doing that, I think the powerful thing that comes out of all of that is you start to recognize that assignments are shaping you more than the outcome itself being more important. I'll repeat that. I think the most important thing out of everything in seasons and assignments is how much you were shaped and how much it has shaped you and how much it is shaping you, rather than the outcome of what you've just been doing or the outcome of the assignment. And maybe some of you are watching and you're in this exact same tension. You're like, Comfort, what's going on? Why don't I understand? So you're trying to work out whether, are you in a season where you're meant to be persevering and staying even when it feels difficult, or are you in a season where you're forcing things when the season already closed and the time for that already closed? I don't think there's an answer that is just going to be quick to that, and only you would be able to recognize it. But I believe so strongly that you can have some tools that can help you discern those seasons very slowly. You do need to pause and have a bit of time to reflect on them. And through prayer, through honesty, when you start to sense, am I peaceful about something or not? Through wisdom And most importantly, of course, there's also time. Give it time. Don't rush the process. And I certainly also believe that in doing that, you start to really hone in more into your own identity, how you're wired, how it works, because not every assignment, like your identity, like I said, your identity is not rooted particularly in an assignment, because like I said, assignments change, seasons change, but it is your character, your faithfulness, your willingness to keep learning and serving. That's the most important thing that will not change, and it will travel with you everywhere. And the deeper work in trying to understand the season it always starts with not trying to force one fixed identity for your entire life. Don't try and force it, because God is amazing. He will surprise you with what He's put inside of you. So while you might feel like, oh, now I figured out who exactly it is I am, and my identity, and this is what I am, it's more important for you to understand your own character and who you're becoming, and learning how to remain faithful and discerning with those seasons that you're entrusted in. Because then your character, like I said, it will keep traveling with you regardless of the seasons or the assignment that you're doing. So yeah, as we end this video, I just wanted to really leave you with some food for thought. Maybe you're not, like, as you said, a person who's a multi-passionate, confused and going through so many things without understanding what exactly it is. Maybe, just like a soldier, as we started, you are learning how to steward your different assignments well. You're learning how to recognize the assignment you've been given, the time you're given when you're deployed into it, and then how to release it when you're told to come back home. And when you come back home, you then also have a moment to just reflect and understand, and just reflect on what your deployment has been done. But it also gives you time to then, in that reflection, then you get time to prepare yourself, because you know for sure that you will be sent off to the next assignment. So I hope this has really helped. And I would really genuinely love to know how if this has really shifted something in you. When you look back and you realize, oh, actually, the thing that I did, it wasn't a distraction. I learned this, I met this person, and I learned this from this person. I blessed this person in this way. This thing that I did in this time has actually helped me now to do this thing now. So I just want to leave us with that, and just take a moment to just think through that. And I hope it has been helpful. I hope it has been really key in helping you feel less unsure of who you are, and just giving you a bit of food for thought. Really, that's the most important thing in trying to understand your identity and your wiring a bit better. So I'll leave it at that for now. I know it's been a lot to process, but I'll just leave it at that for now. And just let me know in the comments if there's anything that you wanted to clarify or talk about. And again, don't forget to subscribe if this has really helped. And if you're listening to it on a podcast, I just hope that it has blessed you and given you something to just mull over and think over. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, be blessed and always keep doing the thing that you love with what you've been given. All right, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.